is a 2019 Polo GTI AW. Shout out Doug. Welcome back. We're doing another video, another warm hatch. This time we've got a 2019 Polo GTI Plus, which has got a load more upgrades over the standard version. We'll have a look around, look at the interior, look at the engine, talk about the engine, and take it for a drive. So this one is finished in reef blue, which is an optional paint colour. The paint works really well with these upgraded alloys. The Brescias, I believe, 18 inch. So the Plus package comes with a couple upgrades. First ones, if you follow me around here, which is the biggest giveaway in my opinion, LED lights, much nicer than the regular ones. I believe the non-Plus don't have the red strip running through the lights, which is a big no-no. Second biggest thing that the Plus package comes with is the electronic display right there. The other ones just come with an analog dial, but these ones look much better. You'll also see the tartan seats, front and back, mandatory in any GTI in my opinion. This one, black roof, also an upgrade. This one's kitted out. High spec model. Right, so around the back we've also got some upgraded tail lights, upgraded from factory. If you look at any other Polo that isn't an R-Line or a standard GTI, you'll see the lights run down the bottom and up, whereas on here, upgraded ones that are better than run like that. Pretty cool feature on the side here where it's got a couple of lines, I don't know if you can see that. Right, we've also got a very discreet little roof spoiler there. Really makes the car look a little bit more aggressive, goes with the kind of lipped kit that it's got running all the way around the car. Right, so the owner of this car has done a couple subtle upgrades, and the biggest one, in my opinion, the one that completely changes the car, is the custom exhaust. It's a GPF back non-res exhaust, and it sounds absolutely incredible. I'll throw in a clip of a cold start that I did this morning, and then I'll also turn it on now and give you a couple revs. This car strangely has Michelin PS5s at the back and PS4s at the front. Now, this is not a rear wheel drive Polo, it's still front wheel drive, but the owner said that he couldn't find PS5s for the front at the time and he needed some new tyres, so PS4s will do just fine on this car. It's got a 2 litre turbocharged EA888 6-speed DSG direct shift gearbox, 197 horsepower, 320 newton meters of torque. It's the EA888, the same engine they put in the Golf GTI, Golf R, S3, Cupra. Right, so the main difference between the turbo in this car versus the turbo in the Golf GTI, Golf R, S3 is that this car uses an IS20, which is the same turbo they use in the Golf GTI. However, the housing that they use for the turbo in this car is from an IS12 turbo, which is a smaller, which gives it slightly less power than you would get in the Golf GTI. Here we go. Not too much to show you there. Pretty clean, nice looking engine bay, 2 litre turbo. Bigger than the turbo in the old Polo GTI, because that was a 1.8. Still an EA888, that was a 1.8. Right, so down here we've got the classic GTI honeycomb grille. And this badge, little fun fact for you, is the sensor for the cruise control and the adaptive cruise control. So we're out in the car now, just going up to some nice country lanes so I can get a feel for the car up there, do a couple of accelerations, couple of pulls, go around some corners, see how it feels. I've driven it through town for a couple of minutes just before we started filming again, and round town it's such a smooth car. Of course it's a Volkswagen at the end of the day, so it's built to be a daily, but you know, when you get into a GTI you can always, and it picks up again. And this car picks up really well, much better than the 1.8 did in the previous generation Polo GTI, because I was lucky enough to get a couple opportunities to drive that car, and driving this is, it picks up much better, much stronger engine. So I've got the car in sport mode at the minute, and as I just said, because it's a GTI, it's a sports car, so it's, I mean, it just picks up so well and keeps going through all the gears. I felt in the previous generation Polo, once you get into fourth, unless you're taking it all the way up to redline, it felt like it was running out of puff, which you don't with this one, which is all thanks to that larger 2-litre engine. It's a good day for it. Now it's been raining, but luckily we're starting to see some of the rewards of that rain, which is the contrasting orange and blue sky. We've also got up on the display here sports dials, because we're in sport mode, it's only right, so that's just a nice cool little extra dynamic in the car. When you're in sport mode, you're putting your foot down, you can see your kilowatts, your G meter. It's just a little bit more premium of a feeling than you get in something like the Fiesta ST, and I don't know if the i20N, which is the other rival to this car, has that feature. But I can tell you one thing for sure, the interior is a much nicer place to be than both of those cars. That sound coming from that custom milltek exhaust is absolutely incredible. Let's see how the steering feels round here. I mean, definitely thanks to those Michelin PS4s, but to the setup of this car as well. It's very direct in the corners. You tell the car where you want it to go, and it just goes there. I can tell you from experience that it doesn't feel as engaging as something like the Fiesta ST, obviously due to the lack of a manual gearbox, and the car, it's not as designed for the performance and the sport like the Fiesta ST. You get a lot more creature comfort, it's a much nicer interior to be in, but for a nice middle ground, it's an incredible all-rounder car. Right, so we're going to give a launch a go. We're in the wet at the minute, so I'm expecting a lot of spin. So traction off, sport, floor it. Actually hooked up quite well. I was actually quite surprised. There was a little bit of spin and hop off the line due to the water, but I actually hooked up really well. Now I don't know what time we got there. I've seen that Volkswagen say the car will do 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, but on Matt Watson's review of the car on CarWow, he managed to get a 6.15, which is obviously 1/4 of a second quicker than what Volkswagen say. So I can imagine you give this thing an exhaust, a filter and a remap, and you're easily getting into the mid to low 5s here. Obviously this thing's a lot lighter, so you put a little bit of power in this and you're keeping up with some serious competitors into a next league above you. As I say, such a strong pull all the way through all the gears. One thing to note actually, that the owner of this vehicle told me that just about 2 or 3 months into owning the car, he had some issues with the gearbox, which resulted in VW taking the car back for, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks, to put him a whole new DQ250 gearbox in, which is not what you want with a new car when you buy it. But if someone's going to offer you a completely free gearbox, I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it? And he got that free, well, I say free gearbox, he got that gearbox from Volkswagen because of his 2-year approved used warranty, which, as I say, you don't want to lose your new car for 2 or 3 weeks, but if they're going to put a whole new gearbox in there, I think we can live with that, can't we? Right, well, that about wraps up this video. Polo GTI AW 2-litre. Really enjoyed driving the car. Nice steering, quite direct. Tell it to go somewhere, it goes there. It's got some nice grippy tyres on there. Keeps powering through in all gears, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, not 7th because it doesn't have one. And yeah, it's a great all-round car, driving it around town, nice and easy, it's comfortable, speakers are good, seats are comfy, gotta have the Titan in a GTI. So yeah, nice car. So I'm gonna wrap that up and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.